Hello students, welcome to Global Online SET Exam. So students, we have started a new series for your preparation of the Telangana SET exam. So as we are aware that Telangana SET examination are from 28th August to 30th of August this year, and we roughly have 3 months for your preparation. So in this video, I'll be discussing complete higher education unit, and after watching this video you will be able to solve almost every question that will be asked in your examination. So I have covered 50 most important MCQs with their explanation. I hope this video will be very helpful to you. Watch this video till the end, and in this series I'll be teaching in English. So if you are comfortable in English, you do join our paid course as well, because we have complete crash course for paper 1, and this crash course will be in English, and there will be daily live lecture every day. There is a morning and evening batch. Morning batch timing is at 10 a.m. and evening batch time is at 9 p.m. So you can join if you are preparing for Telangana SET examination. As you know, Telangana SET will have two papers, paper 1 and paper 2, and in this course we'll be providing live lecture, video lecture, notes, MCQ, downloadable PDFs, PYQs, 500 plus MCQ, 5000 plus MCQ bank, and fee just 2500 rupees. And we guarantee that after joining this course you will be able to score 70 plus marks in your paper 1. And for joining you have to download Global Online app, or you can contact these numbers and you can ask, I want to join Telangana SET. You will be given the procedure, right? So moving to the questions. So as per NEP 2020, the responsibility to develop adult educator framework has been given to which of the following organization? So students, as per NEP 2020, there will be an adult educator framework, and this adult educator framework will work on the 5 basic parameters. So first is basic literacy, like reading, and then basic numeracy like counting figures, then critical life skills like healthcare, baby care, basic financial literacy, so that is second. And then vocational skills, so that you get job in your local environment. Then basic education like primary, secondary or preparatory, and then you are continuing the basic education to the higher level. So these are the 5 important aim of forming an adult educator framework, and the responsibility to the organization which is responsible for it is NCERT. So remember, there are 5 main aims of adult educator framework, and these are the 5 main aim, and then the responsibility is given to the NCERT, right? I hope you all remember. So remember these 5 aim, like for basic foundational literacy, critical life skill, vocational skills, basic education, then continuing education. Which of the following led to the formation of 10 plus 2 plus 3 system of education? So what is 10 plus 2 plus 3 system? 10 years of school, then 2 years of junior college, and 3 years of graduation. So school, junior college and graduation. So this is 10 plus 2 plus 3 system, and this system came into the force with the recommendation of Wood's dispatch, and Wood's dispatch was forced, or was formed in the year 1854. Their other recommendations were like medium of instruction should be English should be the medium of instruction, and then there should be 3 top universities formed in India. One is Calcutta, second in Mumbai, and third in Madras. So these were their recommendation. So remember, 10 plus 2 plus 3 system is 10 years of school, 2 years of junior college, 3 years of graduation, and this system was given by Wood's dispatch, and Wood's dispatch was was formed, or was the Wood's commission came in 1854. They said English should be the medium of instruction, followed by recommendation that there should be 3 top universities in Calcutta, Madras and Mumbai. ERIC is unit in which of the following organization? So friends, what is ERIC? ERIC, it stands for Educational Research and Innovation Committee. Remember, ERIC is about Educational Research and Innovation Committee, and it has 3 main functions. The first function is to promote research in teacher and school education. Then it funds the project that is on teacher and school education from inside the organization or the outside of the organization. And then third thing is it hosts the educational research conferences, and ERIC is unit of NCERT. So you have to remember its full form is Educational Research and Innovation Committee. It promotes research in teaching and in teacher and school education. It also funds the project based on the teacher and school education, and it also hosts the research conferences, and it is an unit of NCERT. Which of the following is not a parameter for ranking according to NIRF? So what is NIRF? It is National Institutional Ranking Framework, and it ranks institutes and universities across India according to their performance in the parameters. So which are these parameters? Teaching and learning resources, research and professional practices, graduational outcome, then outreach and inclusivity, then perception. So these are the 5 parameters, and campus placement is not one of them. So correct answer is the parameter which is not there is campus placement. As a result of Wood's dispatch, which of the following universities were established? So Wood's dispatch came in the year 1854, and they recommended English to be language of the instruction in the universities, and they recommended that 3 universities, namely Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. So these 3 universities should be formed in the 1854. They recommended, and they were established in the year 1857. So the correct answer is Calcutta, Bombay and Madras were recommended by Woods. Which of the following is a not objective of a higher education? So students, you need to understand what is higher education. Higher education is after your primary education and secondary education. So it is also called tertiary education. So the main objective of higher education is to is a teaching to prepare yourself for a research, further future research, and then higher education gives you a better opportunity or better chance of career, better career opportunities. So improving the literacy levels is a primary goal of the primary education. So remember, primary education's main objective is improving the literacy level, and it is not an objective of. According to NEP 20, secondary education comprises of classes. So remember, according to NEP 2020, they have this structure 5 plus 3 plus 4 structure, and you have to remember the age group for each and the class for each group, right? So for the first 5, the age group is 3 to 8, and the class is pre and 1 and 2 class. So till class 2 you have this 5. Then for the next 3 you have preparatory stage, and that stage is for 8 to 11 year old, and the class is 3 to 5. And for middle age or middle school, the next 3 is for middle class, and this age is 11 to 14, and grade is 6 to 8, and the last is 4, that is 4 is for 14 to 18, and the grades are, so this is secondary stage, that is called secondary education, right? And the grades are 9 to 12. 9 in Roman, it is written like this, and 12 will be written like this. So our correct answer is B, that is 9 to 12. So you have to remember this 5 plus 3 plus 4 structure, and their age group and the grades that they are using, right? Who among the following is a regulatory authority to grant the recognition for distance education courses? So the distance education courses were recognized by the Distance Education Bureau, and it was named in 2012 Distance Education Bureau, and earlier it was called Distance Education Council. UGC Grant Commission, it looks after the coordination between the different universities across India. Then MHRD is Ministry of Human Resource and Development, and IGNOU is Indira Gandhi National Open University, based in Delhi. So the correct answer, the regulatory authority to grant the recognition for distance learning courses, is Distance Education Bureau. Based on the order of Honorable Supreme Court of India, UGC has introduced. So Supreme Court of India has ordered UGC to introduce 6-module course on the environmental study at the UG level. So remember, it is a 6-module course on the environmental study, and it is mandatory for the undergraduate students in the first year, right? So the environmental studies course is directed by the Honorable Supreme Court. So U in Ayush stands for. So friends, U in Ayush stands for. First of all, what is Ayush? Ayush is an acronym for Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. So what does U stand for? So U stand for Unani. Remember, so you have to remember the full form of the Ayush. So the correct answer is U in Inter-University Board that was set up in the year 1928. So remember, Inter-University Board in 1928 was set up to promote the activities for the sharing information in the field of education, culture, sport and allied areas was known or is known as. So it is known as Association of Indian Universities. So Inter-University Board that was set up in the year 1928 is was known as Association of Indian Universities. Now, which of the following is deemed to be university? So, first of all, what is deemed to be the university? So, according to our section 3 of our 1956 UGC Act, the deemed university is a university of highest important, and that is suggested by UGC, and it is grant or a deemed university is granted by the central government on suggestion of University Grant Commission, the Jamia Hamdard and National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration. So these two are the deemed to be universities. So remember, Jamia Hamdard and National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration are the, so correct answer is B and C. Open learning denotes. So what is open learning? So where you have flexibility with respect to time, space and the course that you want to do. So it is a kind of flexibility that you have with respect to time and space. It is not that you should learn in the open space. You can learn in the room, you can learn in the classroom as well. So there is no bar to that. Learning without any formal education. So that is not correct. You can have formal education and you can still have a open learning. Flexibility with respect to evaluation is one of the criteria, and learning is free of cost. So this is not free of cost. You still have to pay for your internet, you still have to pay for the resources like laptop and all those things. So it is not free. So correct answer is A and D. So correct answer is C. All right. NSQF organizes qualification according to series of levels of. So what is NSQF? It is National Skill and Qualification Framework, and it organizes qualification based on the levels of knowledge, skill and aptitude. So this knowledge, skill and aptitude can be acquired through formal, informal or non-formal way, and there are total 10 levels. So remember, total 10 levels according to according to your knowledge, skill and aptitude levels, right? So you can be graded from 1 to 10, and it was it came into the effect in the year 2013. So these are the important point, a national skill and qualification framework, and the correct answer is knowledge, skill and aptitude. Now the question is the country which has highest number of higher education institute. Remember, they have asked us which country has the highest number of higher education institutes. The correct answer is India, and India has 5,350 higher educational institute. Of that, there are 54 central universities and then 416 state universities. So remember this number: 54 central universities, then 416 state university, and total number of higher education institute is 500 5,350. So next to India is Indonesia, which has 3,350 institutes. Then there is USA, then there is a China. So remember, this is second number is Indonesia, third number is USA, fourth number is China. So a main important point that you should remember, India has 5,350 higher education institute. Of that, 54 central universities and 416 state universities. So students, they have asked us to arrange the pre-independence commissions, education commissions in their chronological order of occurrence. So they have asked which commission came first and then which came the last. So of the 5 commissions, Macaulay's Minutes on Education was first came up, and it was in 1835 to study the importance of English education to Indians, right? So remember, importance of English education to Indian. Then there came Wood's Dispatch. It came in the year 1854, and it was for studying the state of education in India. Then there came a Sadler Commission that came in the year 1917. Then came Hartog Commission. So Hartog Commission came in the year 1929, and then Surgeon Plan in 1944. So you have to remember this. So first is McCullough, then second is Wood's Dispatch, third is Sadler Commission, fourth is Hartog Committee, and then we have last, that is fifth, is Surgeon Plan, right? So in this way our correct answer is B. So students, you have to remember these years and the pre-independence and post-independence education commissions very very carefully, as you know there will be a sure short question on the commissions, right? So remember the year, the McCullough's minutes were in 1935, Wood Dispatch 1854, then Sadler Commission in 1917, then Hartog Committee in 1929, and the last is Surgeon Plan, that was in 1944. The question is, who chaired the first committee constituted by Government of India on women's education after the independence? So National Council for Women was established or constituted by Government of India in the year 1958. Remember, and it was for the aim of this council, National Council for Women, was to have equal rights for women in the educational sector, to give scholarship, to see if more scholarship can be given to the girl students, and this council emphasized that co-education should be extended till the middle school, right? And the first chairperson or first chair of this commission, National Council for Women, was Dr. Durga Bai Deshmukh. So these are the important point. The first committee constituted by Government of India was called National Council for Women, and it was established in the year 1958, and its primary aim was to have a equality between men and women in the education, and it was chaired by Durga Bai Deshmukh, right? How many Indian languages are endangered by UNESCO? So students, the UNESCO maintains a atlas or a record of endangered language, and in their record so far they have mentioned 2500 languages as a endangered language. Of that, 197 Indian languages are listed as a endangered, and from these 197, 11 languages are from Andaman and Nicobar, then 6 languages are from Manipur, sorry, this is 7, and then 4 languages are from Himachal Pradesh, HP, right? So remember, India has 197 endangered language. Of that, 11 are from Andaman, 7 from Manipur, and 4 from Himachal Pradesh. So you have to remember that UNESCO maintains an atlas or a record for endangered language, and of total 2500 languages in the world are endangered. Of that, India share is 197. So they have given us two lists. In one list they have given the name of the institute, and in the other list they have given us the its function, right? So this is quite straightforward question. All India Council for Technical Education looks after the technical education, so A is equal to 3. Then all Indian Council for Historical Research looks after the uh, research in history. Then Indian Council for Philosophical Research looks for to promote the research in philosophy. Then Indian Council for Social Science and Research promotes the research in social science. So as you can see, from the name itself you can predict the its function, right? So the correct answer is A. The question is, UGC was established for, so they have given us some aim or the functions of UGC, and they have asked us which of them are correct. So UGC was established in the year 19 45 to oversee the operation of Aligarh Muslim University, then Delhi University and Banaras University. And in the year 1956, it became the statutory body by Act of Parliament. So that is UGC Act 1956. And its functions were to coordinate and determine and maintain the standard of university education in the India, then distribution of the grants to the universities and colleges, and then serving as a vital link between union, state government and the institute of higher learning. So B, then D and E are the correct options. So correct answer is D. And then promoting a research innovation in higher education is looked after by DST, then CSIR. So these are the different university. Same, increasing the access to higher education in country is also looked by the other department and not by the UGC. So you have to remember, it is for coordinating the coordinating, maintaining and determining the standard of university education, then distribution of grant, and then serving the vital link between union, state and higher education institute. So you have to remember these three functions. So which of the following are the major recommendation of NEP 2020 regarding the higher education? Remember, this is about the higher education. So the committee was formed under the chairmanship of Kasturi Ranjan sir, and they have submitted report, and in NEP 2020 they have a target of increasing the gross enrollment ratio GER to 50% by 2035. Then there is second recommendation that for higher education, light but tight regulation by single regulator for higher education. So what is this light but tight? So they according to them, so there will be frequent inspections, openness about the policies, so that positive perception of the higher education will be created. So these A and C are only correct options. So remaining, opening the 1500 universities is not correct, and promoting a research. So as I told, this is done by the DST and other CSIR and all other departments, right? And establishing the world class university. So we know that UGC looks for the this thing we have just seen in the last question, right? So correct answer is A and C. First is to increase the gross enrollment ratio to 50% by 2035, and then light but tight regulation, right? So you have to remember these two points regarding the higher education. Disruptive technologies in education means. So friends, first understand what is disruptive technology. Disruptive technology means a technology which replaces the existing technology, completely destroys the existing technology. A simple example I will give. In 2010 or before that, we used to do normal call, right, via SIM card. Now everybody is doing the online calls, right, via WhatsApp, via all other apps. So that way it has completely disrupted the call market, right? Cell phone calling, right? So that's why we call it disruptive technology. So new technology that completely changed the way things are done in education. So what is new things? Like now you can see AI chatbot, right? AI chatbot we have seen. So it can uh, answer all of your question in chat, like now online learning has replaced the offline learning, and then hybrid learning. So you have to remember, disruptive technologies that in education mean new technologies that completely change the way things are done in education, right? So main example will be AI, then online learning, right? So these are the two important. So they have given us a assertion, and then they have given us a reason that in a higher education in India has a limited access, particularly in a socio-economically disadvantaged area, and the research and innovation investment in India is only 0.69% of GDP. So that is the reason. So they have asked why there is a big gap. So according to Aish survey, that India has gross enrollment ratio of around 26%. Of that, scheduled caste, their ratio is 21, and scheduled tribe, their ratio is just around 15. So see, this is a common ratio, and then you have, if you take social scheduled caste is 21, and then scheduled tribe 15. So there's a huge difference. So that shows that there is a disadvantage in the socio-economical disadvantage areas. there is a difference. So assertion A is correct. But see, even if you have higher investment in the of the GDP in the education, that will not solve the problem of the uh, accessibility to all. So the reason is wrong. So correct answer will be both sorry, the A and see, both A and R are correct. So they are correct, but R is not correct explanation of A, right? I hope you understand. Questions. First question is, which of the following are e-learning platforms? So students, they have given us five e-learning, five options, and of that they have asked which are the e-learning platforms. So obviously there are some options which are not e-learning platforms. So just to go by elimination method, simply we all are aware that SWAYAM and SWAYAM Prabha are government of India's popular initiative. So let's say you know them, right? So A and C are e-learning platform. You just have to see which option has A and C. So you can directly say that B is the correct answer here, right? You don't need to do so much of head scratching, right? So now I can tell you SWAYAM and SWAYAM Prabha are the e-learning platform of government of India where you get video lecture courses, and then the Diksha is a e-learning platform where you get PDF material from uh, all the NCRT and all the state, all the board that are run by the state government. So you'll get all the PDFs, right? And MOOC is massive open online learning courses, right? So here it is an international platform where you get to learn all the e-courses from the top universities across the world. Now the option B, that is Parak. Parak means in a Hindi translation, it is a Hindi word, and English translation comes as a assessment, right? So remember, Parak is a assessment platform of AICTE. It assesses the students on the overall development. So remember, the only option that is not e-learning platform is B, Parak. So our correct answer is ACDE, that is option B. I hope all of you have answered this correctly. Now we'll move to the next question. So in this question they have given us the match the following, and on one side they have given us the institutes of national importance, and on other side they have given their location. So here friends or students, if you look at our syllabus of higher education system, so there are 55 to 60 national important institutes. So you have to remember them, and I understand that it is not possible to remember all of them, their location, their full form. So what you have to do is remember 15 to 20 institute correctly. So you have to be 100% sure about the 15 to 20 institutes, and then you can use the elimination technique in all the questions of this type, or when they ask you for the location, or when they ask you for the names, right? So I'll tell you how to use it, right? NAC, as we know, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, it is based in Bangalore. So option A will go to match with 2, right? That is Bangalore. So if you look in the option, so there are only A and B, where A is equal to 2, right? So your probability of getting correct answer is 50% here if you know one option. And then if you know the any second answer, like national C, that is National Dairy Research Institute, that is based in Karnal, Haryana. So if you see C4, so A2 and C4, so you only have option B. So if you know two options, so you are 100% sure, and if you know one, your probability is 50%. That's why I told, just remember 15 to 20 institute with their name and location, right? So this is one thing. Now B is National Northeast Initiative Development Agency, and it is based in Kohima. Then CDRI, as we know, Central Drug Research Institute, it is based in Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. So this is a CSIR institute. Now, so these are the four options, that is correct answer is B. Now moving on to the next question. Question is, CBCS stands for. So students, as you might be knowing that university UGC is uh, trying to have a uniform grading system across Indian universities, right? Now, as you are aware that there are marking system in some universities, then there is a grading system in some universities. So sometimes when companies hire, or for the higher admission abroad, it becomes difficult to convert your marks to grade, right? And then you cannot have uniform uh, judgment of the student based on the marks to grade conversion. So now that university want to, so UGC want to go to the grading system and from the grading system they have introduced CBCS, that is choice based credit system, right? So in this choice based credit system, the student is allowed to choose courses, but that is core courses. So the courses are those which are compulsory, and then there are elective courses. What is elective courses? In elective courses you will be given a pool of say uh, 10 subject, and from that you can choose 3 or 2, whatever is required. So in choice based credit system, you can choose elective and then soft skill courses. So remember this choice based credit system, when some question they might ask, what is core course and then what is elective course. So these two things you have to remember. Core course means for any particular program, the core course, yeah, all the courses in the core under core courses will be compulsory, and for the elective you can choose from the pool of the courses, right? I hope you have understood everything. If there is a doubt, as I said, comment in the comment. The question is, in the context of higher education, Honorable Supreme Court has directed which of the following national body or organization to frame and prescribe a course in environment education. So friends, remember very recently Supreme Court has advised uh, UGC for framing a course, a 6 module course for all the undergraduate students under the UGC affiliated university and colleges, to have a 6 module environmental course, right? And it is directed to the UGC. Remember UGC. So National Council, NCT is National Council for Teacher Education, then NCRT we all know, and then we have AICT, which looks after the technical education. So remember 6 module course for all the undergraduate students, first year undergraduate students studying in universities affiliated to UGC and the colleges, right? So this was the answer. Moving on to the next question. So the question is Niti Aayog is. So they have asked us the full form of the Niti Aayog. So remember, because there is a point, that is policy making. So in this policy making, from policy making syllabus, they ask different institutes their full form or their their duties. So Niti Aayog is a national institution for transforming India. So that is Niti Aayog, and as we all know that it has replaced the previous planning commission that is formed in the year 2015, right? So remember, Niti Aayog is national institution for transforming India. Now, so the question is, which of the following are essential for the good governance of the college and universities? So options are academic autonomy, legal autonomy, financial autonomy, and administrative autonomy. So friends or students, remember, when a university is established or by the law of India, so every university will have two councils, right? First is executive council, and then there will be a academic councils. So academic council will look after the academic things, and the executive council will take the decision regarding the administrative as well as the financial matters in the institute. So remember this, academic council and executive council, they will take care of these three decisions. And the legal autonomy, so universities do not have the legal autonomy. So our correct answer comes is A, that is A, C and D, right? So moving to the next question is, on which of the following date National Education Day is celebrated every year? So friends, remember the important dates with regards to higher education, like National Education Day, Teachers Day, and there are several other days like International Education Day. So if you remember all those dates, so you'll be able to answer this question, as National Education Day is celebrated on 11th of November, on the birth anniversary of Maulana, our first educational minister, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and they have started celebrating this from the year 2018, right? The destiny of India is being shaped in her classrooms. So this sentence or this slogan is stated in which of the commission? So friends, remember, you have to study these commissions carefully. You have to note down all the important points out of all these commissions, right? And then there will be a short one question question based on the commissions, right? And so this destiny of India is shaped in the classroom was mentioned in the Educational Commission of 1964, that was also called Kothari Commission, and it traced on the radical restructuring of our education and the inclusion, right? So these 2 points that Kothari Commission has focused, right? Coming to the next question. So the question is on NEP 2020. So friends, do this topic very carefully, because in every shift and every exam after the NEP 2022 2020 has come out, there is a question on this. So they have asked the new curricular and pedagogical structure of the school education as proposed by NEP 2020 is. So friends, the correct answer is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Here first 5 years is for developing a foundation, then next 3 years for is the preparatory stage, then next 3 years is for middle stage, and the rest 4 years are for secondary stage. So remember this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So you have to remember this formula, right? Now going to the next question. NEP 2020 prioritizes the increase in the gross enrollment ratio in preschool to secondary school level by 100%. So you have to remember what is this gross enrollment ratio, right? See, if say 10 students have enrolled in preschool, so all those 10 students should go to primary and all of them should go to the secondary. So then we have achieved our gross enrollment ratio of 100%, and this target according to NEP 2020 should be achieved by the year 2030. So remember this. Now, so in this question they have asked us to match list 1 with list 2, and in the list 1 they have given us the functions of the government bodies, and in the list 2 they have given us the name or the acronym of the government bodies. So friends, as I told you earlier, that whenever a match the following question comes, you should know one correct pair. If you know one correct pair, your chances of answering the question correctly increases by 50%, and if you know two correct pairs, with 95% accuracy you can answer the question. So here as you can see, four functions of this D. I find access to quality and affordable medical education. So this is done by the Medical Council of India, which was renamed to, which was converted to National Medical Council. That is, the correct pair will be D3, right? So you have to see in the option where is the D3. So I see only A and B has D3, and in the next thing is, if I see function C, maintenance of standard in teacher education. So with teacher education we all know, because we are also preparing for UGC NET. It is it will be taken care by National Council for Teachers Education, right? So it will be C1. C for 1 will be the correct pair. So you can see in the A and B, only A has C for 1, D for 3. So our correct answer will be A, right? The lay down the standard of legal education will be looked after by Bar Council of India. Maintaining the quality of technical education is easy. All India Council for Technical Education, right? So it was that easy. I hope all of you have understood and answered it correctly. The next question is also about the match the following lists, right? So in the list 1 they have given us the names of the day, and in the list 2 they have given us the dates of the that day. So as I told you, whenever such a question comes nowadays, UGC and in the paper NTA is asking mostly questions which are clubbed, right? They are not asking straightforward question like when is the Earth Day, right? And they will give us 4 dates. No, now they have stopped it. They are clubbing 4-5 days, and then in the below they are giving us multiple options, right? So first thing that we should know is Earth Day, right? It's very common, and it is celebrated on 22nd of April. Now we know Environment Day, which is very famous. It is celebrated on the 5th of June, right? So you should see C for 2. So how many options do we have? C for 2, we have A, then we have D, right? And then as I told, Earth Day is celebrated on the 22nd of April. So you can see only we have correct option directly by knowing two pairs, that is D, right? Correct option is D. And the UNO Day is celebrated on 24th of October. And remember, the fourth important point is International Day of Education. So International Day of Education is celebrated on the 24th of January, whereas National Day of Education, so you have to remember these two things, is celebrated on the 11th of November, and it is celebrated on the birth anniversary of our first educational minister, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, right? So this is important information. Remember this. The question is, who among the following was first chairman of the UGC? So, students, the UGC was first formed in the year 1945 for to look after the operations of three universities, that is Aligarh University, Delhi University, and Banaras University. And in the year 1947, it was extended to all the universities across India, right? So its function, its authority was extended on the all the universities across India in 1947. So remember, it was formed in 1945, and its authority was extended in 1947 across all the universities. And in the year 1956, it was awarded a statutory body, right? It was made into the statutory bodies, and its first chairman after making a statutory body was Sir C.D. Deshmukh. So the correct answer is C.D. Deshmukh. Remember this 3 year, 19 formed in 1945, uh, implemented across Indian universities in 1947, and made a statutory body in 1956, and first chairman was C.D. Deshmukh. Now the question is, which of the following are central universities? So this is very common question. Sometime, if you look at the question paper, they will give you, so you have to remember all the central universities. If not all, you have to remember at least half of the central universities, and then uh, you have to know the famous state universities as well. Then you will be able to answer these type of questions, right? So if you look at these options, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University is in Gujarat. It is a state university. Jamia Millia Islamia is a famous university based in Delhi, and it is central university. Punjab University is in Punjab, and it is central university too. And then Punjabi University is in Patiala, so it is state university. And University of Mumbai is a state university in Maharashtra. So correct answer here is B and C. Remember, B and C. Right. Now moving to the next question. Gender parity index in higher education in India is. So first of all, understand what is gender parity. So it is simply a ratio of number of female students to the number of male students, right? So it is enrolled in the primary, or in any education sector, right? Whether it is primary or pre-primary or higher secondary or all, or higher education. So ratio of the female to male student, and it is currently in higher education, it is 1.01. So it is 1, right? If you make it, for whole number, so it will be 1. So remember, the gender parity index in higher education is 1, right? Now universities of ancient period which has been declared by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site is. So UNESCO have started declaring the World Heritage Site for its importance. And from India, uh, from ancient India, Takshashila and Nalanda. So Takshashila, it is, remember, one important point about Takshashila, it is located in ancient Takshashila, right? It is an Indian city, but now it is located in Pakistan, and it was a center for Buddhist study, and it is declared as a World Heritage Site in the year 1980, and Nalanda was declared World Heritage Site in the year 2009. So D and E. So our correct answer is D and E. The question is, which of the following value is related to self transcendence? So friends, this self transcendence is it comes from the theory of basic human value, and it was proposed by Shalom H. Watts. And Shalom H. Watts talk about 2 points, that is, below ones, when you think about welfare of people, you are in direct contact, right? And the second point he has mentioned is a universalism, means you are talking about the basic goodness, or doing good things to the people, all peoples across the world. So self transcendence is related to value of universalism. So you remember, you read this theory of basic human value, right? So the question is, which of the following is apex advisory and non-statutory body? So friends, as we have seen earlier, the non-statutory body is Niti Aayog, and it has replaced the Planning Commission, and it was formed in the year 2015, right? So other all three body are the statutory body, which are enacted by legislation, right? And Niti Aayog is a a non-statutory. NEP 2020 proposes to establish which of the following new bodies. So they have given us 5 bodies and they have asked which are included in NEP 2020. So of these, if you look at option D, Niti Aayog, which is formed in 2015, and it can be eliminated, it is not part of NEP. So if you see, if you eliminate option D, so you can eliminate option A and D, where D is one of the option. And next thing is E. If you look at E, National Testing Agency was before NEP 2020, and then you can also eliminate option where E is one of the options. So A, B and D are eliminated, so we are left with only C, that is A, B, C, State School Standard Authority. So they will display the information related to school for the public domain. So it is they have proposed for formation of this. Parak is an assessment platform for the students, and it will be operated by AICTE. And then C is Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation. So here they want to implement the local languages in the higher education. So that is the purpose of this. So remember these three. So they might ask you about functions of SSC, SSSA, Parak or IITI. So you have to remember all this. Now next question. So first question is, first education commission in independent India is. So the first education commission in independent India was headed by Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, who was also happened to be the chairman of Banaras University, and it was formed in the year 1947, and it submitted its report in the year 1949. So remember, the first education commission of independent India was headed by Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. It was formed in 1947. It submitted its report in 1949, and it was called University Education Commission, right? So these 4 points you should remember. It was formed in 1947. It was headed by Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, and it submitted its report in 1949, and it was called University Education Commission. So you should also remember the other education commissions because they might also be asked in the exam. Deemed to be university is established by. So friends, they have asked us about the deemed to be university. Before that, let us learn what are the central universities. So there are types of universities in India, like central university, state university, then deemed to be universities, and then private universities and autonomous institutions, right? So first is central universities are formed by or established by act of parliament, and for deemed to be universities you don't need an act of parliament, only a mere notification by central government on advice of University Grant Commission is enough for establishing a uh, deemed to be university. So here section 3 of UGC University Grant Commission Act 1956 is used. Remember the very important section 3 of University Grant Commission Act 1956, under which these deemed to be universities are established, and the state universities are formed by the act of the state government. So remember, central universities are formed by the act of parliament, right? Indian parliament. So this is important information. So correct answer will be deemed universities are established by a notification of a central government on an advice of UGC. Which of the following are not statutory bodies, right? So friends, not statutory bodies means the bodies which are not formed by an act of parliament, right? So what are these bodies? We have seen that NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, is not a statutory body, and then National Council for Educational Research and Training, NCRT, is also non-statutory body. So remember NAC and NCRT. So you just have to pick, remember these two, then remaining three, National Medical Council, then AICTE and NCTE. So these are the statutory bodies, and NCRT and NAC. So these two, remember, they are non-statutory bodies. So our correct answer will be A, C, that is A and C only, right? So NAC and NCERT are not formed by the act of parliament. Now question is, Nalanda was established in which century? So friends, the Nalanda was formed or established in the year 427 AD. Remember 427 AD, that means it is in the 5th century, and it was established under the Gupta dynasty, and the king was Kumar Gupta. And initially, or the Nalanda, the main focus, main teaching were Mahayana Buddhism. Along with that, there were some secular subjects like grammar and all other subjects. And so main focus was Mahayana Buddhism. It was established in 5th century, and Kumar Gupta was the founder of the Nalanda Educational Institute, right? So I hope you understood it correct. Now, according to NEP 2020, the master's program may be of. So we are doing a master's degree, right? We might all are have done our master's, or we are doing it. So now NEP 2020 proposes, because our education system to catch up with the world. So NEP has proposed that our master program can be of 1 year, remember, of 2 year, or of the 5 year duration. Remember, 1, 2 and 5. So master's program according to NAP 2020 will be of 1, 2 and 5. So our correct option will be option number A. Arrange the following states in the decreasing order in terms of gross enrollment ratio in higher education. So they have given us 5 states, and we have asked us to arrange these states in the decreasing order of the gross enrollment ratio. First, let us understand what is gross enrollment ratio. Like, if you have 10 students that are in the age group of enrolling in the secondary education, right? So if all of them are going into the secondary school, so your gross enrollment ratio will be 100, right? If 9 students are going in the school and one student is left, so it will be 9 by 10. So remember, number of students that are enrolled in that age group divided by number of students available in that category, right? So it's that simple. So the Sikkim has highest number of gross enrollment ratio, that is 53.9. Then we have Tamil Nadu, which has 49%. Then we have Himachal Pradesh, which has 39.6. Then we have Uttarakhand, which has 39.1, and then at last we have Kerala, which has 37%. So remember, I think if you remember, the top one is Sikkim, right? So remember Sikkim, and then you can slowly use your logic to uh, use this, increasing or decreasing order. So remember, I have given this here. You can just if you want, one or two, you can remember, and then you will be able to answer this gross enrollment ratio question. So here they have given us two lists, and they have asked us to match the correct pairing, right? So the first, they have given the names of the regulatory institution as per NEP 2020, and then they have given their responsibilities. So in the list, I will read the list. A is equal to A for National Higher Education Regulatory Council. So from the name you can see it is a regulation, right? A for 3. Then National Accreditation Council. So accreditation, B for 2, that is accreditation. Then C is Higher Education Grant Council. Grant means financing, it is about financing. Then General Education Council, so it will deal about the academic standards of the students. So our correct option will be C, that is A. For NHERC will do regulation, then NAC will do accreditation, then HEGC will do financing, and GEC will do academic standard, right? Now, a question is, according to NEP 2020, Higher Education Commission of India will be set up, right? So remember this Higher Education Commission of India. So NEP plans to set up Higher Education Commission of India by renaming UGC, not by replacing it, right? And it will be an umbrella institution to look into the regulation, accreditation, funding, and academic standard, and it will act as a regulatory authority to maintain the quality and standard, and to maintain the academic standard of higher education. So all these are correct. 2, 3, 4 are correct. Only first, it will not replace UGC. So they are planning to rename UGC, right? So it will not be a new education, new institute. It will be just a renaming of the UGC to Higher Education Commission of India. So this is as per NEP 2020. So remember this. So correct answer will be 2, 3, 4. Right. Now, yeah, there are two statements they have given, assertion A and then other is labeled as a reason R. So CBCS, right, choice based credit system is adopted out of need for flexibility in the education system, so that student, depending upon their interest and aim, can choose intradisciplinary and skill based courses. So friends, in my earlier questions I have explained that CBCS comes into the effect when you are given the options, right? First is core courses, then there is a elective courses. When elective courses and skill based courses, so when you can choose elective courses in your graduation or in your semester, then your grading will be based on the choice based credit system. So remember this, core courses which are mandatory, then elective courses when you choose, then you can choose from the pool of 10 subjects will be given, so you can choose based on your interest, right, based on your skill based interest, right? So remember, the first assertion is correct, and second is the majority of Indian higher education institutions are following marks or percentage based evaluation system, which obstruct the flexibility for the student to study subject courses of their choice and their mobility to uh, different institutions. So this is correct, as we discussed earlier, that because of our marking, most of the universities rely on the marking system, and when you convert them to the grading system, then there is no uniformity, so that causes confusion among the employer, or the when you are planning for the higher education, or you plan to go abroad, or when you plan to do a job. So this conversion creates a confusion, and that's why this CBCS system is introduced. So both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of the A. If you have doubt here, you can ask me in the